Hello. Oh, there we go. All right. Welcome back. So I was saying at the end of part 3 of Miku's docu-series thing by Ohrenje, I was saying how I really wanted to learn about her early life, and I wish I could have seen part 1. Well, thankfully, Ohrenje put it up for me on Patreon. Well, not for me specifically. I'm saying just it's not on YouTube anymore, so I wanted to see it, and thanks to Bob for the link and everything, and I hope he doesn't mind that I'm using this. It will be behind a member wall for now, but if he has any issue with it, I won't post it on YouTube. It'll be a Patreon only thing if that's the case. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. Miku Kobato part 1. 1, 2, 3. 行きましょう。
Breaking new gate.
We are in Kumamoto, a city located in the prefecture with the same name on the island of Kyushu. This is where Kobato Miku was born a few decades ago. Her parents were a remarried couple, and she has a half-brother who's 11 years older from her father's previous marriage. As you could imagine, she was a very active child, much to the dismay of her parents, who struggled to keep an eye on her, as she was the kind of child who snuck out of her house to play or run all around as soon as she was taken to large
That sounds
open spaces.
right.
She loved to play with boys at games like Chanbara, which is basically sword fighting for kids, or catch insects in the summer, but those little trips and games cost Miku a lot of bumps and bruises. Miku was introduced into music very early by her grandmother, who went to an Enka karaoke class. When she was around 7 or 8, Miku fell in love with music and singing as she followed her grandmother to local public hall gatherings. At this time, Miku only knew Enka, so that's all she sang. The first song she learned was Jindo Monogatari by Yoshimi Tendo.
Her mother was worried that Miku would only be interested in Enka, so she asked her to listen to other musical genres.
And offered her a CD of the idol band Morning Musume.
What? Do they have 12 members in that band? What the hell? How are you supposed to... I don't know.
And so, with time, Miku came to experience and listen to more and more different kinds of music. In high school, Miku was in the broadcasting club. Of course she was. This is the club responsible for those announcements that you hear in the school from time to time, morning or lunch break news. Back then,
that seems right, too.
Miku's friends were really into bands and took her to live performances of smaller amateur groups covering popular songs. Miku was not that interested in the bands, but this experience made her look into more bands to listen to. During her research, she came across Tokyo Jihen, a Japanese rock band formed around the popular singer Sheena Ringo. Miku was stunned by their sound and finally found the music that she wanted to do. It was also during this time that Miku's parents got divorced, and her father totally disappeared from her life. From then on, she had to live with her grandmother. It was a hard time for her and her family, but she tried to find a proper high school and think about her future. No time to think about making music for a living, even though this idea was starting to grow in her mind. When she was at university, Miku missed a lot of classes because she was working part-time to earn enough money to participate in multiple auditions in Tokyo.
Wow.
The problem was, she never told her mother about all her travels to the big city. And the more Miku went to Tokyo, the more she wanted to live there. So, in October 2010, on her birthday, Miku presented her I Want to Live in Tokyo plan to her mother to try and reassure her. This plan was basically to find enough part-time work to pay for her life there, along with vocal training. Miku knew that living in a big city like Tokyo would cost a lot. So she took as many jobs as she could.
Oh, shit.
At one point, she had 3 different jobs, leaving her with just a few hours of sleep per day.
That's some dedication right there. So I was thinking about that because they said her parents split up just as she was starting high school. I think my parents split up when I was still in elementary. And then when my dad died in my junior year, my junior year of high school, I started missing so much class. And I was working at the time, and I kept taking all kinds of overtime shifts and everything like that. Just that you kind of don't want to sit with your own thoughts. But it's a weird time when, your parents divorce or, one of your parents passes away. It's just this weird period that it's hard to focus on what you plan on doing for your life. And for her to have that forethought, even with everything that's I call it a lot of noise now going on around you, and everything's kind of uncertain. It's admiring that she's still that dedicated to it. That's hard to do. Just have a singular focus when you feel like your world's caving in on you. But it doesn't surprise me as far as who she is as a person and her energy, and just it's really admirable is my roundabout way of saying it.
Day. She was willing to do anything to realize her dream. One of her jobs was at a maid cafe in Kumamoto. This is the kind of job that fit her perfectly, as she was very interested in customer service, loved to talk to people, and loved the idea of wearing a cute outfit at work. This particular maid cafe only lasted 6 months, until December 31st, 2010. It's hard for this kind of business to last in local cities like Kumamoto because of the lack of new customers daily. With nothing holding her back in Kumamoto and enough money from all her hard work, Miku quit university and moved to Tokyo to start a new life pursuing her dream of becoming a singer.
I can't wait to go to Tokyo.
Now that she was living in Tokyo, Miku easily found a part-time job as she had already a lot of experience from her life in Kumamoto. Miku discovered the concept of maid cafe in her hometown, so she thought that it would be a good idea to try and work in a maid cafe in Akihabara, the place where maid cafes are the most popular
I was
in
gonna say,
Japan.
nobody's even
She
batting
started
an eye
to
at
work
them
at the at-home
in maid
cafe
outfits.
in May 2011 under the name Himawari, which means sunflower. This maid cafe was way bigger than the one in Kumamoto, and this one held performances and events where Miku could work on her singing regularly.
Wow.
It was a great experience for her, as she learned a lot about human relations, handling different types of people, and even calming down angry customers arguing with each other. After all, Miku wanted to do everything to make everyone happy.
What are customers in a maid cafe arguing about? That really has me curious. What could they possibly be arguing about? They're in a maid cafe. You're surrounded by beautiful women in maid outfits. I could see if one of them got like possessive over a server, and another one got obsessed with that server. That's the only thing that comes to mind. That's just random.
She also learned a lot from overseas
She looks
customers
so adorable.
and how they perceive maid cafes as a part of the Japanese culture. Miku worked almost a year for At Home Cafe, but quit in January 2012. She had a ceremony celebrating her time working there, and there was a lot of messages from regulars and overseas customers. She even wrote a moving message on the blog of the maid cafe.
She clearly had an impact on those
なん
customers.
かやっと卒業したんだなって実感湧いてきました。なんかじわじわ来るね。イベントにも参加させてもらったり、歌プロにも出させてもらったり、プロマイドを撮ったり、撮影会したり、錬金だったり、振り返ってみたらいろいろしたな。自分がイベントするなんか思ってもなかったけど、まさか卒業するとはね。書き損ねたんですが、スーツで来てくれたご主人様、ありがとうございました。私得でした。あと、素敵なお花
A
も。
feast for my
ありがとう。
eyes?
あと、チェキの受け取りがまだの方、なるべく早くお絵かきして、ドンキに持っていきますので、後日ドンキへお願いします。ごめんなさい。いろんなことがあったりしたけど、やっぱり私はアットホームが大好きです。8ヶ月間で出会ったご主人様やお嬢様、メイドさんを絶対に忘れません。アット中だった私が全く秋葉原に行かなくなるなんて到底無理な話なので、きっとまたお会いすることもあるかもしれません。もしまたどこかで私を見かけたらよろしくお願いします。私にとってこれからがスタートだと思ってます。みんながくれた気持ちを胸に頑張っていきたいと思います。さよならはしないです。ありがとうございました。頑張ります。ひまわり。
The reason why she left was because she'd won the Super Idol audition on December 9th, 2011. This competition started in the summer of 2011 with 2,600 applicants. Their goal was to create a 3-member idol band with the votes of the fans. The Super Idol audition was also broadcast on MXTV on December 30th, 2011.
ありがとうございます。野口美香です。すごいとにかく今頭の中真っ白なんですけど、すごい嬉しいです。今後ユニットとして3人で頑張っていきたいと思いますので、まだまだ未熟なところとかいっぱいあると思うんですけど、一緒に応援していただけたらなと思います。私は熊本から出てきたんですけど、すごい親にもいい報告ができて、アルバイト先のこのメイドさんをしてるんですけど、常連さんも見に来てくれていい報告ができることがすごく嬉しいです。これから頑張っていきます。ありがとうございました。
This
Wow.
contest allowed Miku to join.
As you could tell, you could tell she was still a little uncomfortable in front of camera and a little inexperienced. But you can see like little shades of who she would become. I mean, she doesn't seem like a shy person at all. Especially with all the live footage, you guys have been showing me. She obviously became really, really, really great at public speaking. She just seemed, I mean, she said all the right things. She just seemed like not, I'm used to the high energy her now, that when I see old interviews, it's like, oh, and I was gonna say the letter read like something that this character wrote, and it was great. But it seemed like there was a lot of what do they call that? Enthusiasm and even in her writing, which I thought was cool. I used to take a class that you could base someone's personality off how they wrote letters and emails and things like that. And usually when they're more enthusiastic like that, they're generally a outgoing, happy, not shy person. Yeah. I don't know why I was flashing back to a college course.
An underground idol band, or Chika Idol in Japanese, named Lil Kumin 3 months later, in
Lil
March
Kumin?
2012. An underground idol band works with a minor label and will only perform in very small areas or events. It's well known that very few underground idol bands can become bigger and join a major label, so the chances for Lil Kumin to get bigger were really small. No pun intended.
Wait, what's the point of the idol contest then? If you're just gonna be in an underground group, I guess it does get you exposure to, labels and potential talent scouts, but that's the only benefit I could see from it. But that's a huge benefit for people like her who are gonna stand out. That's cool.
The name of the band came from the very short height of the three members, and that the birth flower of December 9th, when the result of the audition was announced, was Kumin. Lil Kumin was active until April 13th, 2013, when they announced they had disbanded during a one-man concert in Shinjuku Orebako due to Miku and another member quitting the band. About a month after the release of the third single called Super Trooper, and their first one-man concert in the same venue. In the end, Lil Kumin released 3 singles and performed about 100 shows during a year of activities. In an interview, Miku confirmed that it was not her thing to sing cute idol songs. She didn't hate it, but it was too different from the music she wanted to sing. Back to square one
adorable.
for Miku, who decided to send her resume to Platinum Passport, explaining the kind of music she wanted to do. The company reached back to Miku and scheduled a meeting to talk about her project. Let's imagine an abbreviated form of this conversation.
はじめまして、小鳩ミクと言います。出身は熊本です。地元と秋葉原のメイドカフェで働いていました。オーディションに受かってアイドルグループで活動していたんですが、アイドルではなく歌手になりたくて1年ほどで辞めさせていただきました。自分のやりたい音楽性とは違うなって気づいたんです。
音楽性。
バンドとかには興味ないの？
バンドは好きだし、東京事変さんにも憧れています。それに、可愛い音楽よりもかっこいい音楽がやりたいです。
小鳩はいろいろなバンドを調べて聴いているときに、東京事変に出会って恋に落ちた。バンドメイド日本のエピソードで、群青日和が人生を変えたとまで言っている。この瞬間から、小鳩はかっこいい音楽のバンドを聴くようになり、バンドを組むという考えが頭に浮かぶようになった。もしこの曲がなかったら、小鳩はバンドを組むことなど思いつかず、バンドメイドは存在すらしなかったろう。
あ、でも、メイドも好きです。
メイドとバンドを合わせたら面白いね。
じゃあ、混ぜちゃいましょう。
On May 29th, 2013.
I was trying to remember what it was that you guys told me about the idol contest that they just talked about. And it was it was part 3 of this, I believe, when they talked about the April Fool's jokes that the band does. And they had that pop song that Miku did and a whole video and everything to go with it. And I remember saying, oh, she probably would make a great J-pop idol. And then that's when you guys started telling me that she won that. I'm like, holy crap. It's cool though to see all this, because there's a lot of stuff in part 2 and part 3 that is a result of a lot of the things in here. So it's like you're not getting the complete story unless you're watching this one, which I'm grateful to be watching now.
Platinum Passport posted an audition announcement for anyone who wanted to join a new rock band performing with maid outfits. They also presented the first version of BAND-MAID's logo. In this post, it was specified they were looking for women between the ages of 15 and 24 who can play guitar, bass, drums, and keyboards while wearing a maid outfit. They also clarified that the applicants must not be currently under contract with a production company or record label, and must not be planning to debut as a professional. Miku was actively looking for potential members herself, and found a young musician posting guitar covers on YouTube and Nico Nico. The name of this guitarist was Konami. Miku contacted Konami through the talent agency to present her project. Konami was pretty excited to join BAND-MAID, and the maid outfit was definitely not an issue for her. The next one was Akane on drums. And with that, Akane asked Misa to join her new band.
もうね、でベースもいないってなってたので、その時私専門学校、音楽の専門学校行ってたんですけど、で一緒の学校だったベースのミサを誘って。
Misa's band had just ended their activity, so the timing was perfect for her as she wanted to continue playing bass. BAND-MAID, originally consisting of 4 members, was ready for its debut. They started rehearsals, but after about a month, felt that something wasn't quite right. Miku's voice alone didn't fit with this kind of music, and she didn't want to relive what happened with Little Kumin, so the idea of bringing in another vocalist to contrast with Miku's voice was raised. A new audition was conducted, inviting everyone managed by the agency who could fit with this project.
Did they perform anything live or record anything before they went and pursued Psyche, or went and pursued a singer and eventually came across Psyche? Like, were they already in the process of making an album? And they were discovering that they just needed a different voice? You guys will have to let me know. And also, timeline. How long were the four of them working together before they, found another singer? Or found a lead singer? Well, another singer. She technically is lead singer.
BAND-MAID members and management found the profile of a recently scouted young singer to whom they proposed to audition. She was a model, dancer, singer who came to Tokyo to realize her dream of becoming a professional singer. And her name was Psyche. With their newfound experience gained while recruiting the other members, the management knew that they shouldn't talk about the maid outfit to Psyche if they wanted her to come to the audition. So, they didn't.
どう思った？メイドの格好でみたいなのは。
メイドですって言われなくて。
言わなかったんです。
今までのこの反応を見て、クルッコは学習したみたいで。
なるほどなるほど。
さいちゃんには言わないで誘おうと思って。
可愛い服なんだけどって言われて。
ちょっと可愛い服で、かっこいい曲のバンドをやるんだけど、
曲だけ聴いてたんで、じゃあまあやってみたいですかねみたいな
感じで。
ので、これはみたいな。今はこれないんですけど、エプロン。エプロン。最初あって、エプロンってなって、走って。
From this crazy idea of mixing cute outfits with hard rock music, four talented young ladies joined Miku to form an impossible band whose goal is to dominate the world through music. And this band was called BAND-MAID. BAND-MAID didn't waste any time after finding enough members, as they started to perform live on July 24th, 2013, before Psyche even joined the band at Otsuka Deepa in Tokyo. They continued for 2 more shows before opening for Passport and Silent Siren on October 22nd, 2013 at Shibuya AX with their complete lineup. This was BAND-MAID's first live.
Holy crap. Oh my god. Like, you can't even tell who's who since they all have the same the same outfit on. I like their looks now. And I know they switch up their outfits every album, but I couldn't imagine if they were all wearing the same thing. It'd be kind of weird. And it's kind of funny seeing Misa in the whole thing and Psyche in the whole thing. I think it's just with what they wear now, everything being all black for the most part. That's awesome. I didn't realize there was footage of their first live concert. It's crazy.
This venue could hold 1,500 people, so it was a great opportunity for our newly formed band. BAND-MAID started to be more active on Twitter on July 19, 2013, to promote concerts and news about the band. Their YouTube channel had been created on October 22, 2013, and slowly grew over the years. BAND-MAID also opened an Amiiblo blog that was deleted in 2016 to use the official website that we know today, even though it looked quite different from its current design. The management did a great job regarding the band's promotion in social media, but BAND-MAID had trouble standing out and reaching more people. During the first 2 years, most of their concerts were empty. They struggled to build their own fan base, and the future of the band was very uncertain. BAND-MAID tried to participate in Battle of the Bands with some other idol bands, but very few people from the audience were actually there for them. So they tried everything to expand their fan base. They promoted their merch every time they could. They took photos and thanked fans for coming to see them. Miku worked in a noodle cafe in Akihabara until 2016, and she also sold tickets by hand. The Noodle Cafe was a service operated by Platinum Passport, where you buy a cup of noodles and you can choose which idol will pour hot water into the cup. Then you will have around 3 minutes to talk with her until the noodles are ready. Until the first one-man show in Shibuya Milky Way.
They really have that? I can't imagine, like, any really big idols doing that. Just because, I mean, that would be a great way to kind of get one-on-one time with fans. But I imagine once you get to that level of fame, it'd be hard to do. You wouldn't, like, time-wise. I don't know. My sense of time is warped, so I don't know if I'm the best to speculate on that. But that kind of blew my mind, that you can pick who's gonna pour your hot water and then talk to them for 3 minutes. It's kind of cool. You will never catch, well, you may catch a few, but most artists from the US would find it degrading and humiliating or something like that.
Misa was very unsure about her future in BAND-MAID and talked to the management about quitting. And for this particular concert, the management booked a venue and asked the members to invite at least 100 people. In the end, they managed to get around 50 of their friends and acquaintances in the front row. It was truly a dark time for BAND-MAID. It was also around that time that they released the MV of Thrill from their first single, Ai to Jonetsu no Matedoru.
Breaking New Gate.
The song, released in November 2014, was different from what they usually do, and even very different from the main song of this single.
That's
Thrill.
That sounds very Japanese popish. Wow. So are the lyrics the same and they just changed the composition on it to make it sound heavier?
Was a success on YouTube and was very well received during concerts. A few months later, on April 5th, 2015, Thrill was uploaded on a Facebook page called JRock Radio. This page introduced music from Japan like Visual Kei or metal bands to people from overseas, and the video gathered more than 1 million views in 4 days. You know, in comparison, it took 17 days for the music video of Unleashed to hit 1 million views, and that was the fastest any BAND-MAID video grew. The response of BAND-MAID's social media from overseas fans was huge. So huge that they were afraid that their Twitter account had been hacked. They also opened their Facebook page on April 9th 2015, following the success of Thrill. It literally saved BAND-MAID, as they later learned that management was about to end their contract and that this single was going to be their last.
Oh, wow.
It was also the shock BAND-MAID needed to find their own path and start their world domination. From this moment, the band committed to make harder songs, and 1.5 years later, they played their first concert overseas in Mexico.
None of the other parts of this series mentioned that, I don't think. They just mentioned, like, in Misa's, they were mentioned that she was thinking about quitting. And they were talking about it was either Konami's or Akane's, about the writing songs more tailored to themselves and writing music more tailored to themselves. I know they weren't writing their own songs yet, but I didn't know that this was gonna be their last single, and then before their contract was terminated. Wow. I mean, that's just a stroke of luck. Holy crap. Yeah. Wow.
皆さんこんにちは、ミカです。今日はスペシャルゲストをご紹介します。レディットでアクティブに活動していて、インタビューから MC まで数多くの翻訳をしてきた人です。皆さんきっとご存知の人ですが、声は聞いたことがないと思います。それではご紹介いたします。T シンジさんです。
はじめまして、T シンジです。私がもともと聴いていた音楽はファンクロックやファンクなどで、ハードロックやメタルについてはほとんど知りませんでした。2019年11月に以前から友人に勧められていたベビーメタの曲を YouTube でいくつか聴いたら、サイドバーにバンドメイドのスリルが現れました。そのサムネイルを見た瞬間、これはかっこいいに違いないと直感しました。音を聞く前からギャップのコンセプトが伝わったんです。実際にスリルを聞いて途中までは悪くないなくらいに思っていたら、ミサさんのベースソロでやられました。次にダイスを聞いて、ミサさんのベースに完全に心を奪われました。私のようなファンクロックファンにとって、ミサさんのファンキーなベースは答えられない魅力があります。それからバンドメイドの MV を一気に見て、1週間後には
See, I'm not even like a funk fan, but I've always, I think Misa's bass is probably what got me really hooked at first, and then it was every new variation of Konami's guitar riffs.
もう CD を注文してライブの予定をチェックしていました。ちょうどその時は東京近辺でライブがなく、次のライブはツアーファイナルの LINE キューブ渋谷だったので、すぐにチケットを買いました。また歌詞を見ながら聴くうちに小鳩さんの歌詞の素晴らしさに気づき、小鳩さんの大ファンになりました。小鳩さんの歌詞は内容もいいですが、何よりも音がいいんです。日本の曲では英語がよく使われますが、同じメロディーに英語と日本語を当てるのはかなり珍しいです。そして日本語で母音を落として変音節を作るテクニックが素晴らしいです。ここを8音節で歌っていますが、元の日本語は15音節あります。 同じ年の12月、レディットを見つけてインタビューの英訳があるのを知りましたが、未訳のインタビューもまだまだたくさんありました。自分で英訳したいと思いましたが、私は英語ネイティブではないし、当時は音楽用語も詳しくなかったので、無謀ではないかと思いました。でも、小鳩さんが背中を押してくれたんです。
折れない石を宿した瞳に迷いはない。映し出した広がる世界に初めましてこの胸躍らせてる一度きりそうしたパーティー。
もし小鳩さんが私の立場だったら、やれることをやるだろう、自分の想像さえ超えていくだろうと思ったんです。なので、もし私の翻訳が役に立ったなら、私ではなく、私に勇気をくれた小鳩さんに感謝してください。バンドメイドには人生を変える力があります。
そうですよね。T シンジさん、どうもありがとうございました。そしてバンドメイドさん、小鳩さん、多くの人の人生を素晴らしいものにしてくださりありがとうございます。
That's really cool.
うわ、もう30分近く経っちゃいました。ここでちょっとお休みにして、動画の残りはまた来週見ることにしましょう。次回は作詞家小鳩さんのお話からしようと思います。ではまた次回。バイバイ。
今愛を見つけた愛を置いてかないで夢の中会いたくても会いに行けない時は楽しすぎてゆく会えない夜を越えて胸に潜めた思い出が突然ふっと蘇るの心は奪われて心は奪われたまま
That room is cool though. I saw someone asking about it in the comments. Yeah, this was a nice insight, because you always hear about those, all those children that you grew up with that were just nonstop and they annoyed the crap out of you. They were usually the ones that grew up and became successful. So it's not really surprising that she was one of those children, and she kind of still is. And I wish, I could tap into, my childhood personality. A lot of us wish we could. But those of us who can't, I like to see it in adults. Just be able to tap into that part that just seeks joy and loving what you do. Because everything when you grow up and start getting married, having kids, it's like everything becomes so serious and there's less and less time to just experience joy. You experience not joy, in a sense of your work, what you're doing with your life, or your life's work, pretty much is what I was saying. Because you still get joy from watching your kids grow up and things like that, but it's harder to find that just raw emotion that you had as a kid and place it into whatever you're doing. So I'm very envious of that. I've been trying to do it more with this. It's a little hard, but I still do enjoy. I enjoy doing this. If I didn't, I probably wouldn't do it. So it's nice to see someone like her who is very inspiring for just her outgoing personality and her talent and her dedication. It's really cool. And I think, you know, those of us that had childhoods like that, where, you know, or they call it a broken home or whatever, raised by a single parent, we tend to grow up and be more appreciative of what we have sometimes. But it's like you realize how fragile anything can be when you go through a ton of hardships before you even finish high school. Most people, it tends to drag them down. It did to me for sure. I was two different people depending on when I started high school to when I finished high school, just because of, you know, losing my dad. So I admire people that can, you know, just push through all that. Realize that there's always this huge risk involved. There's always going to be these potential pitfalls everywhere. There's nothing you can do about that except work harder to overcome them. And as I said, watching this just really inspires me to try to do more stuff, do more things that, you know, genuinely bring joy to my life. And if you feel like something's gonna end, to genuinely fight for it. I just want to feel that. I don't know. Yeah, I think that's probably why a lot of us have a lot of issues with closure. But it's like one of those things, we don't like to lose stuff once we found something that, you know, makes us happy. But I don't know. I didn't mean to turn this into a psychology session, but it is what it is. I'm really glad that I had the opportunity to see this though, because it was just, as I said, when I watched part 2 and part 3, there was a lot of gaps that I was like, oh, you know, that would have been nice to know going into it. But just now that I've seen it, I feel like, okay, now all 3 parts are making sense in my brain. I hope I get the chance to meet her one day, just to kind of witness the outlandish, you know, ball of energy packed into, you know, this tiny person. Got me really curious. It would be cool though to meet. I'd be stoked to meet any of them though, because they're all ridiculously talented. Can't say that I wouldn't have, you know, some anxiety. Maybe Maybe a little panic attack. Be alright. But sound like Robin Scherbatsky. But yeah, got that episode in my head now. Yeah, I wanted to thank Bob again for giving me this link, and thank Ohrenje again for making these. They're very informative and very well planned out. And I feel so much closer to all of them now. And this is only coming a few days after hearing their 3 new tracks that just came out. And it was my first time being, a fan during a release. And I spent all weekend listening to those 3 songs. Granted, I was putting together a carport, helping my best friend put together a 12 by 6, I think. Carport? Big. It's big though. But I was trying to listen to it as many times as I could. Just because I wanted to keep that experience, of, hey, this is, the first songs they dropped after you became a fan. And, if I ever get to see them live and meet some of you guys there, it'd be nice to, just be able to talk about the songs that really drew us into them, and the songs that we keep going back to as well. Because I have a few songs by them that I still, whenever I'm in the mood, I will put on the same few songs of theirs. And then after a few weeks, I'll try to put a couple other different ones on there, just so I'm getting kind of the full experience. But yeah, big shout out to Ohrenje and everybody that worked on these. They look amazing, they sound amazing. And as I said, they're very informative. But yeah, this will complete the BAND-MAID docuseries. So I haven't decided which way we're going to do for next week. Few of you have supplied me with some links of stuff that I can watch about them. So I might do those for next Monday. But we'll see. I'm still getting the July schedule kind of finalized, so I know what I'm doing for the next month, and you will know as well. But yeah, thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate it so much, and for joining me throughout this entire series. This was such a treat, and I'm so glad I watched it. I really am. And now I gotta start editing them down to put on YouTube. So be on the lookout for those. I would appreciate it, I'm gonna try to get those out, and if you guys could give those a thumbs up, even if you don't watch the whole thing, I'd really appreciate it. Just because the editing sucks. It really does. I've been doing this about 15 months now, 14 or 15 months, and editing has been the absolute worst. So I hope I'm just saying, I hope it's appreciated that I will do that for you guys. So if you're watching this and it's edited, please, it might make it less painful. But alright guys, Thank you again for being here. If you have more links and stuff like that that you think I need to watch to learn more about BAND-MAID or any of their members, then I would appreciate it. Until then, I will see you guys in the next video. Take care, everybody. Mata ne.